In the last year, we have experienced so many events that have disrupted our daily lives and our whole society, including the public health crisis and the economic downturn as a result, and even threats to our own democracy. Hi, I'm Representative Roger Goodman, and in today's Good Minute, I want to talk about another disruptive event, which I hope will bring about some healing in our society. And that's the question of police accountability and the need to uphold the policing profession and to protect public safety at the same time. Last summer, we witnessed the gruesome killing of George Floyd under the knee of a police officer who couldn't let him breathe. Protests erupted in the streets of our country, all across our country, for weeks. And I, as a white person, realized that I needed to listen more, and I needed to step back and try to imagine what it's like to live in a community that has suffered generations, centuries of subjugation, slavery, lynching, segregation, mass incarceration, marginalization in our society. And it's time not just to listen, but to take action. I reached out to other members of my House delegation, members of color and Black members, to take the lead so that they would be the voices and faces of reform, so that we can hold police accountable, so that we can protect public safety and uphold the policing profession at the same time. Out of all that work has come a large number of bills that we are considering moving through both the House and the Senate. Very soon on the House floor, we will be considering House Bill 1054, which addresses some very questionable police tactics, such as chokeholds, shooting at moving vehicles, high-speed car chases, the so-called no-knock warrants, where police break down the door without even letting people know they're there, the use of tear gas, and the use of dogs to bite people. This is a controversial bill, but the debate needs to proceed. We're also considering House Bill 1310 related to police use of deadly force. The need to establish a statewide standard of reasonable care so that police use de-escalation tactics and use force really only as a last resort after exhausting all other possibilities. We're also moving House Bill 1267 related to the investigations of police uses of force. Too often, police have investigated themselves, kind of like the fox guarding the henhouse. And the investigations really do need to be independent of police by a civilian authority with civilian investigators, which will improve trust between the police and the community, knowing that those investigations of use of deadly force are done properly. Another bill moving through is House Bill 1203 that would establish community oversight boards, where members of the community would be overseeing the hiring of police chiefs and would be involved in investigating incidents where there's questionable police activity. We're also looking at juvenile access to attorneys when police stop them, House Bill 1140, to make sure that juveniles who are not well-versed in the law and are intimidated by the criminal justice process have a chance to talk to a lawyer before the police question them. In addition, we're looking at custodial interrogations. House Bill 1223 would require that when someone is in custody with the police, that the interrogation needs to be recorded, both audio and video, because too often false confessions have come forward and wrongful convictions, which is certainly a miscarriage of justice. Finally, House Bill 1088 that would require that officers who have engaged in misconduct be put on a list called the Brady List, which would allow them to be impeached at trial as not credible witnesses because of their past behavior. Now, these are just the bills on the House side. We have more police accountability bills coming over from the Senate, probably about 15 or 16 major bills in total. And the police accountability issue really is a top priority for us, both in the House and the Senate. Despite the pandemic and the remote session, police accountability and upholding the policing profession will remain a priority for us. And I, as chair of the House Public Safety Committee, have been thrust right into the middle of this major policy agenda. Thanks for listening today. I encourage you to contact me with any of your thoughts or concerns. and I'll be back to you with another Good Minute sometime soon.